Morning guys. Today we are finally going to get the ride height sorted on the R33. At the moment every single corner is different and I just pretty much had that just so we could set the car up basically on the coilover. However, to do that we need a tape measure and I've just spent the last half an hour looking through my tools, Max's tools and upstairs, see if I can find a tape measure. God forbid we do not have a tape measure. So anyway, we have to go out, super cheap order, go grab a tape measure so we can actually do the ride height on this car. And then I'm also going to grab some paint so we can properly paint all the drift spares that I have between the white and black ones and just redo them all. So I'm going to be doing that today, but first of all, I have to move the SKYLINE out the way so Sarah can get out for work. So, okay, sorry neighbours. So while I was away in Japan, I was actually talking a lot about possibly selling this car to fund another drift build like an S15 or something like that, considering just how much fun I had with drifting, especially over there. And I did make a comment in there saying that I would sell the Falcon to possibly fund this because it's just not fun enough. But then after driving it, this is definitely a car that I could not part with. I have built this car over so long, it's too clean, I've spent way too much time looking after it that I could possibly never part with it now. Like honestly, it's just such an amazing car. Even though, yeah, it's auto, it's boring, it's quiet, there's no other car that I'm probably gonna buy in the history of the world that has nice, decent working aircon, has nice comfy cloth seats that it won't get Recaros or anything else put in them, has a nice comfy steering wheel, good steering feel, and probably reliable as well. So I think it's pretty safe that I'm not gonna get rid of this car. So don't worry guys, I can't part with the Falcon. Pretty sick, just chilling out the front of Super Cheap at the moment. Beautiful silver Holden gem. Alright, so looking at these, I am gonna go with the white with the wheels, I reckon. So I got a couple of cans of white. There's also some white white primer there too. Also picked up a rubber mallet because I needed one of these for guard rolling yesterday and I actually don't have one. So silly me, I'm gonna pick up one today. It's only $5. And a 3mm Tool Pro tape measure. So we should be good to go. And I'm also not gonna go with the really expensive stuff either because these are just drift rims. As I said, these are probably gonna change colors a few times and literally I'm just wanting to make them look good for a little bit. So yeah, anyway. It's all good. I didn't want to end up spending like $22 a can, but yeah. Australian export, hookups, $5 cans. So good. Alrighty, so SKYLINE's back in the shed at the moment, and now we're going to quickly go around and grab some measurements and see just how much we need to drop each side or raise each side. So this height here on the rear is literally perfect for me. So I want to match that on the other side. Both the fronts were pretty even when I put them on. However, I do want to drop it a little bit more. I dare say it'd probably go down maybe 2 centimeters from this side here. I'll measure that. So yeah, we'll do that. Maybe even just a centimeter. That might be perfect. Yeah, I'll do it a centimeter. That'll give me some room to do something awesome. So pretty much the way I'm going to measure them is actually just lip to guard height. So basically that just means, see if I can put my camera down real quick. So basically the way that I'll measure it is just so I can get the same guard height on each rim. So probably the most accurate way of doing it, putting it from the very bottom. So this one here is 56.3. And so what I'll do, I'll measure the same on the other side. And if it's like, let's say 2 centimeters taller, I'll lower it those 2 centimeters. Just gonna give us the most accurate ride height adjustment. Hell yeah. Alright, so I think I worked it all out. I've done a few little calculations here and a few little measurements. So everything's looking really good. I was only a centimeter off for eyeballing, so I'm actually pretty stoked. So yeah, pretty much we're going to be lowering the left front another 2.1 centimeters, lowering the right front another 1 centimeter. We're going to be lowering the left rear by 1.7 centimeters, and then right rear is going to stay the exact same. Now, one thing I was going to look at also was because I wanted to have this thing looking flat. You know, there's nothing worse than having that horrible caravan effect on your car, especially in a drift car. However, I still want to have it usable and legal. That's going to be the biggest thing about this car, is having it the most street legal thing possible so I can drive it to and from the track, just the way the Japanese sort of intended it to be. So in the front on the side skirt, it was 14 centimeters, but in the rear, it was 14.5. and the rear actually looks a hell of a lot lower than it does at the moment. However, I remembered that the M-Spec side skirts kind of like taper off to get lower at the back to kind of make it look a little bit lower at the back. So I then went off the frame rail. The front from the frame rail was 14.5 and the rear was 14. So that means when we drop the front here, that 1 centimeter on that side over there, this one here is going to drop to 13.5 and the rear is going to stay at 14. So that should be perfect. Counteract for that dip that the side skirt does as well. And this thing should be looking flat, looking decently low, and ready to rip on the track. So let's start. All right, we've got Daddy as supervisor now.
Yes,
supervising. So, supervising, yeah, making sure I don't do anything stupid. All right.
That's like every day.
Hey, mate, chill out, chill out. Yeah, that's actually very true though. So yeah, what I have to do now, annoyingly, these shocks are so annoying to turn while they are still in the car, but luckily with the R33s, literally just one nut and you can pretty much get the whole thing out. So I'm gonna loosen off the collar here, take the nut off both sides, and then I'm going to drop it however I need to, and then the coilover should go straight back up without any issues, and then she should be lowered. This is like the easiest car I've ever had to lower so far, so yeah, let's do that. Alrighty, so this side now has been dropped a full centimeter. Now time to go to the other side, do the exact same thing, drop it down and see how we look. But yeah, that was super simple, super simple. Rightio, typical ZacBaldy fashion, we did screw something up. Silly me put this whole thing back together on this side right here, realizing that it actually screwed the bottom down instead of the top up. So we've actually just raised it a centimeter. Luckily, I noticed it on this side right here, and I managed to actually lower this side, but yeah, no, let's do the other side again. God damn it. Alright, so after actually lowering this car now instead of raising it, everything should be all good to go, both wheels to go back on, and now we can start getting onto the back. The fronts are now sitting dead even and around about a centimeter from the guard. I reckon under really harsh braking or bumps or something that will definitely rub, especially with those 265s, but we're not going to be running the 265s in the front. We're going to be running a set of 17x9 plus 15s on there with some 235s, so that shouldn't be an issue. Right here, once again, we're about a centimeter from the tire. It is poking a little bit, but yeah, that looks sick. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Looks heaps better. Alright, so this one here, I'm dropping 1.7 centimeters. So let's get that sorted. Alrighty, this thing is looking so much better than it did today. So the fronts have been dropped around about 1 to 2 centimeters and they're both within a mil right now. I think this side here is higher by like 1 mil and that's about it. Rears are looking gorgeous. Both of them sitting at around about 56.4, 56.5. So they're both looking awesome. The ride height is just looking a whole lot more flat, which is what I love. For the first time since we put the coilovers in, we're no longer towing a caravan. So sick. Yeah, I'm really loving the look of this thing now. I'm hating the sound of it though. It sounds like a tractor. Bloody terrible. I'm so happy with how simply that was done. Now all I have to do is paint these wheels up because they look terrible. That'll be in probably next week's video. So all in all, over these next couple of days, you can expect to see 2 awesome videos. On the first day, on Saturday, we're going to be heading out to Matsuri. It's going to be my very first ever Matsuri that I'm ever going to be a part of. I'm not going to be driving. I'd love to be, but the car isn't registered. The car is not drift worthy just yet. It's getting very, very close though. But yeah, no, be all happening very, very soon. As for Sunday, we're heading out to All Aussie Day with the Falcon. We're going to be doing some awesome little cruise sessions. You guys always seem to love those videos. Plus, I'm going to be able to mic up the intake as well, so you guys can hear some insane dosing as well. So that should be awesome. Yeah. But as for this video, I think I'm pretty much done. Hope you guys have really enjoyed it. I sure did, because this Skyline's coming along so nice. Anyway, guys, peace out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.